What's up, my little Tattle Tells? Yo, Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian want some attention. And I know as much as they tried to tell Kanye to shut up, they are mad that he hasn't posted nothing on Instagram. Because guess what? They've stopped being interesting. Now, we've been ignoring all the dumb stories they've been planning. The first of the dumb stories that nobody picked up was Pete's mom would be happy, right? Would be happy if he had a baby with Kim, a woman that he's been dating for as maybe at most 5 months, right? But y'all, are we gonna have a conversation? We were so busy looking at the movie villain, which was Kanye, that we didn't bother to look at the actual villain, which is Kim Kardashian. Yo, there is something going on with Pete Davidson, and Kim Kardashian should be ashamed of herself for taking over this guy's life as a pawn. Talk about this news report. And for those of y'all that are going to be in my comments talking about, what are you talking about? Pete Davidson is handsome. Kim really likes them. They're in love. I would tell you, take your delusional self out of the chat. This is not the video for you. You cannot seriously think that Kim Kardashian, a woman obsessed with clout and money and all this stuff. I know she got her own money, but we all saw from Kanye, Kim don't like spending her own money, right? And ain't nothing wrong with that. But you cannot honestly believe that Kim Kardashian is taking Pete Davidson seriously, and he is nothing more than a glorified rebound in this situation. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because they have another onslaught talking about Pete Davidson took on Kanye in a nasty feud. Y'all, it's over. Kanye hasn't said anything in over, 2 weeks? Let's continue, right? In a nasty feud to not look like a pushover after severe bullying. Okay, first of all, right? Pete Davidson has decided to take on Kanye West in their ugly feud over Kim Kardashian because he's tired of being a pushover for bullies, claim a childhood friend. If one more person brings up being bullied in childhood, Pete, you literally made jokes about Kanye West on Saturday Night Live. You cannot be serious. You sent this man pictures of you naked in bed with his wife with your seared, carved into your skin tattoo of her name. You cannot be serious. Now, what do I think's going on? I think that Kim messed up and she literally got Kanye's Instagram account pulled down a couple of weeks too early because Kanye's gone dead quiet, and now she's like, damn, this is gonna work for custody of the kids, but it's not gonna work for the Hulu show. Because as much as y'all like to sit there and be like, oh my god, he was the next OJ, my uncle, my brother, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, they did the same thing to me. As much as y'all want to be talking mess, right? As much as y'all want to be talking that mess, Kanye gave you y'all wish. He's been quiet. Everybody's still talking trash. Why is that? Because as much as y'all don't want to believe it, Kim was using it for clout. She was using it for publicity. She was using it for fame. And when she finally got annoyed, she did what she could to kind of slap him. And she was hoping that Kanye would escalate it and do something stupid so that he lost his kids. But Kanye ain't that stupid. He's a Gemini. He pulled back. And now Kim's sitting there like, damn. All right, Pete, you get up here and see if you can get us any publicity. Again, his mom wants him to have a baby with Kim Kardashian. How is nobody talking about Pete? It's out of his mind. Let's get into this bullshit story. The Saturday Night Live star has begun hitting back after being subjected to jealous and increasingly violent slurs by rapper who's enraged that his ex-wife is dating a younger man. Kanye's been quiet for 2 weeks. Now you want to hit back? Ooh, look at you, big man, Pete. You finally standing up for yourself? 2 weeks after the bully gets put in Insta jail. Again, why do I feel like Kanye was pacing around Instagram jail talking about no one man should have all that power? Anyway, let's get into this mess. And also, y'all, if this don't prove that Kanye was not stalking Kim or any danger to him, I don't know what is. Because let me tell y'all something. I don't know if y'all been watching the Brady Bunch or Fantasy Island too much. If you seriously think a 24-hour ban is stopping a stalker or harasser or someone that is a danger to someone's life, and if you think that 24-hour ban stopped him, you are out of your goddamn mind. You obviously never met anybody mentally thrown off, and you never, when I say man, I don't mean to disrespect anyone with mental disabilities. I mean somebody that is in the throes of not seeing reality clearly. And you also never met anyone that has violent proclivities. If you think an Insta ban, do you know what Insta bans do stop? They stop a rational person that was, whatever reason, going through heartbreak, in their feelings, acting not responsibly. They stop a rational person and they pull a rational person back and make a rational person think. The funny thing is, Kanye, when he got that stupid Instagram ban, right? That clearly, again, how is Facebook and Instagram banned? It doesn't matter. The point is, he's proved he's rational, but y'all still want him to be the bad guy so much. You want to look into his eyes and see the person that hurt you, your mama, your sister, your dog. I get it. And I'm not discounting anyone's pain. But we need to also be fair in the situation and also realize, where did you even get this narrative from? Because now that facts are not lining up to your image of who you have of Kanye in your head, you guys are looking for ways to match up reality into the fantasy that you have in your head. I don't understand it, but let's move on to this article. Again, the big man Pete speaking up 2 weeks late, and the shocking music video for Ye's new song released just hours after Kim 41 was declared legally single in court. The claymation replica of Kanye kidnaps a Pete-like character that displays his decapitated head. I remember that. I thought that video was funny. How can you, again, maybe because I grew up with a lot of visual art friends, I understand them go to the MoMA, go to an art history class, and then sit there and for God's sakes, Picasso cut off his ear. And he's one of the greatest artists we've ever known. Like, stop it. Let's get through this because I'm about to take you to my real issue. It was just one of a series of savage insults and stunts that culminated with the rapper 44 eventually being booted off Instagram for 24 hours. Now, friends of Pete told this newspaper in exclusive interviews that it was no surprise that the star initially shrugged off the rants. Kanye cursed him out and he just turned the other cheek. It was no surprise. Poor Pete's been bullied ever since he was a kid, said one long time pal. Now here's my issue, right? And this is an issue I'm going to bring up. And y'all ain't going to like it, but I'm going to say it. Why is it that no matter how old someone is, if they are Caucasian and they identify as all Caucasian, why is it they're always treated like little children? Kanye was bullied as a child. Kanye was an outcast. You saw the Yeezy thing, right? Wasn't nothing cool about Kanye. He had his mother taken away from him. He was betrayed by family. And this isn't making excuses for Kanye at all. He did what he did. I happen to think that what he did wasn't that bad. I think a lot of y'all are putting 20 on 10. I really honestly do. We can agree to disagree, but I think you're putting 20 on 10, right? But I find it that when certain people do antagonistic things, when certain people do provoking things, when certain people do downright threatening things, all of a sudden we can look back into their childhood and we have to humanize them. But when other people do it, no, you're a grown man and you need to stand on what you did. For instance, instead of just saying, Pete was sick of Kanye's mess. He was mad. Pete was like, oh, you mad I'm with your wife? I'm going to send you a picture from her bed now, whatever. No. What are they doing? They're saying, right? He received a text from the boyfriend. That's why when Kanye received the text bragging about being in bed with wife, he wasn't being antagonistic. He wasn't, no. He was just standing up against the childhood bullies. Y'all, I am sick of this narrative that they always push in media. But also, y'all, let's talk about something real. Let's talk about, I'll say this again and again. There's the movie villain, which is Kanye, and there's the real villain, which is Kim Kardashian. Because I don't care what y'all say, she is literally taking Pete for a ride. She's using him as a puppet, as a pawn. This fool getting branded like he's rawhide, moo, bee, get out the way, Doja Cat, right? He's literally branding himself. And listen, let's get into that. Okay, let me actually say something, right? Pete Davidson suffers from borderline personality disorder. If you guys do not know, it is different from bipolar. His borderline personality, now every borderline personality is different. I mean, it has its own nuances. Pete's definitely has the thing where this is where I believe a lot of his addiction stems from, right? Because the drugs that they put you on with borderline personality disorder literally numb you. Every day you have to make a conscious choice on whether you want to feel numbed out like the drugs or whether you want to feel, borderline personality disorder. But you never, ever feel normal. That's why it's so hard to keep people medicated. Now let me get to my point. The way Kim has no business messing with Pete Davidson. I don't think he's built for this life. And forget about the Kanye, because Kanye's been quiet for over 2 weeks. What's y'all excuse now? And they're still talking about it. Do you know why? because they actually need the hype and the views for Hulu. That's right, Kim. You should have got Kanye's Instagram shut down a week after Hulu appeared, because now don't nobody care except me, and I'm only talking to drag. But let's get into what I was saying about why Kim should be ashamed of herself and what she's doing to Pete Davidson. The fact that everybody was dragging Kanye, saying he's unstable, he's this, he's that. Pete has a history of exactly what y'all were accusing Kanye of being. He has a real life history. Not innuendo, not TMZ stories, but real life stints at rehab. Real life stints at literally, do not even get me talking about what happened between Cindy Crawford, her daughter Kaya, Pete Davidson, and Randy Gerber, which is Kaya's father. But let's also get into this. The way everybody is ignoring these warning signs. One of the big things with borderline personality is they are into self-harm, right? And they go in and out of rehab. Self-harm is a way that they show their emotions and whatnot. The fact that somebody got over 5 tattoos of someone they've known only 4 months, the fact that they branded their name into the chest, and everyone said they're trying to pass it off as meet cute cutesy. That is like someone saying, I've been dating this guy and I carved his name into my leg. He got branded with somebody that he's known for only 4 months. And this is supposed to be romantic? Pete, it's not about being sober. This is a lifelong battle he is dealing with. The medication doesn't ever make you feel normal. It just makes you safer to yourself than not, right? You have to make a decision every day. Now, here's the difference. I advocate for mental health. This is not against anyone with borderline and not against discrimination. This is about a real life talk of factual and not fairy tale things. Do you think with Pete, right? Another thing with borderline personality disorder, right? And it is individualized. Everybody has their own symptoms. Is you become obsessed with things. You try to emulate things. You try to become them. It's almost like single white female. If you guys haven't seen that movie, go watch it, right? Do you think it is healthy for someone to have branding, for someone to have a lifelong struggle, to someone to have just left rehab not even 9 months ago, it's alleged, right? Do you think and somebody that feels all these things, do you think it's helpful for them to be dating one of the most notorious people right now in the 21st century? Now, before you say, oh, he can have a life, he can, but let's actually be real. The world is what it is. The universe is what it is. Do you think it is safe in any way for him to be dating one of the most publicly talked about, fame-hungry families that court all attention, both negative and public? And the way Pete is behaving, he doesn't know he's being used. He doesn't know that he is a pawn. He really thinks this is forever, forever, forever. I'm telling y'all, we've been so busy looking at Kanye. Is anybody going to hold Kim accountable for toying with someone that is mentally fragile?